Hello, everybody. We are the HIB podcast. Now, some of you might think this is a disease, but actually, no, it's not. It stands for the House International Baccalaureate.
And it's a rhetorical question.
My name is Yassine Zafadi. We're moving on from that quote. Anyway, yeah, I'm African American. I come from Morocco, and I was born in the Los Angeles, United States. I've been in this school meaning BWIA. I've been in around maybe 4 years. My friend over here is
Ian, I'm the only Chinese dude in here. So yeah, I'm kind of the minority in here, so whatever. I'll basically supply this entire podcast with serious news, because I'm a serious guy. Next one. Steven?
Hello guys, my name is Sam. I'm from DP1Y and I come from Russia. I've been here only a year, so I had a small taste of NYP and right now I'm having the taste of the HIB program, and we'll get into that short after the introduction.
Hello! Oh, that is me. I'm Nate. I come from Australia, and that is all you need to know.
Hello, my name is Timofey Zhalmin. I come from southeastern Siberia in Russia, and I have been in this school since grade 5, and currently I have just entered my first year of the Diploma Program.
So what exactly are we doing with this HIB program?
Well, we are here to explain to you, the wonderful listeners at home, about what it's actually like doing the IB diploma.
And exactly.
Since some of you are newcomers or are all confused on what this is, we think we're experienced, but we're not actually experienced. But whatever, we just go through our lives at IB, which will hopefully ease your experience in this program and make it fun for everyone and enjoyable.
And I hope you enjoy our first pilot episode.
This is a pilot, so yeah.
Now into the main content.
So yes, folks, before we begin, let's talk about what we did prior to commencing our year. So on holidays, we all come from very varied backgrounds. So Yassine, what do you do?
Oh, me. Well, my holiday was quite boring. It wasn't as good as I thought it would be.
Can't be that boring.
But anyway, I went to Morocco, which is great. Had some family time.
That is not boring.
I got to see my grandparents, which is nice. They're getting pretty old. And I went to the beach, the beach with no one on the whole 10-kilometer span. It's so
place.
empty, and you can just nap for hours listening to the sound of the waves. So therapeutic. And of course we have a home there, so I just stayed there and studied. I watched some videos. I looked at the PPT that he sent us during the holiday.
Well, who's he?
Dr. Chuck.
Oh yeah,
Our biology teacher, yeah.
For biology.
And I also looked over my geography, not homework, but I looked over at some geography.
Yeah, how did Dr. Chuck send you the stuff?
Through WeChat. We have a group chat with the whole class, so
he sent us. He's pretty
No,
conscious.
and WeChat's like Messenger, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's like WhatsApp, but for China. But anyway, yeah. So I studied biology, studied some geography for a while, watched some videos, entertained myself with paintball for my birthday celebration, and just had a swell time. What about you?
Okay, so I'm a pretty serious person, so I just went to the UK, had some touristy stuff done, and I had a business meeting with the executives of another company. And then I just came back, had some study done, including the PPT that Dr. Chuck sent, of course, for biology.
Yeah.
Read some books, watched crash course on business and biology and economics. And then I just went to Canada, did some university visits, came back, DP.
Now elaborate on business meetings, because you're not
One
an
does
adult
not
yet.
normally go.
You're not
to
an
a
adult
business
yet,
meeting.
so you don't have business meetings. You're going to school. So
Okay. My dad's got this thing going on with a British company. So basically, he went there. I translated for him with the executives of the other company. We had some business lunches, dinners, and I wasn't just there for a translation job. I was also learning, and then
But how's with business? Because you're doing business.
I will do business or economics
Yeah.
for that reason. But as a potential future owner of my dad's company, it's good to hang around with the people that I might work with. So yeah, that's a pretty nice experience. Nate?
Oh, well, I didn't really do much over the holidays. I flew back to Australia.
That's
As
something.
many-
You did something.
Yes.
Australia. Not a lot of people go to
something happened.
Australia.
Went back to Australia, saw the family, which was amazing. Set some fires, not illegally, very legally.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
A visit to the university there, actually.
Ooh, nice. Which one?
UTAS, the only university in Tasmania. Besides
Okay.
Latrobe, perhaps? I don't know.
You like it?
Well, it looked good.
Looking.
It definitely looked good. They've got some of the best Antarctic research in the world. There's only
Okay.
In
one.
Australia.
Yeah.
Wow.
Australia.
Okay.
Seriously.
Tell us what
That's
happened on the way back.
On the way back. Oh, yes, that's an interesting story. So I was flying back, as you do, and I had a layover in Hong Kong. But of course, there's riots in Hong Kong. Wait, will this get censored?
We're not. It's fine.
Oh, it'll be fine. Okay.
Yeah, nothing is wrong with Hong Kong.
Okay, but of course there were things happening. There was a kind of event. So I was stuck there, and I was stuck there. But luckily, I'd gone to school there for 3 years beforehand, so I knew some.
Ooh.
I had connections, which was good.
Connections. Nice.
Connections. Not that I still have connections, but yes. Anyway,
Yeah.
it was good.
Okay. How did you
Way back.
prepare for DP then?
I read books, and I was actually trying to figure out what IB life is going to be like, and of course I had teachers and stuff, and I asked them questions, they answered, but they didn't really extrapolate. So that's sort of why we're doing what we're doing now, so we can give you folks back at home information.
Because it also makes us do research. It's not just
Yeah.
from like
Yeah,
life
very
experiences.
much.
Yeah.
We're learning about.
Okay.
Okay, what about you guys?
So I've, because I come from Eastern Siberia,
Siberia.
I've went back to my hometown, visited my grandpa, grandma, had like a couple of these family gatherings that you have to do because you came back, and then I had a short trip to Vietnam for 12 days, and then flew back to Russia. After which I have headed back into China on the international train that goes from Moscow to Beijing. And you can cross the border by train, and it's quite a unique experience that you can try.
How was it? The train
The
ride.
train was quite fantastic because the train is a quite special experience. As I just said, it comes right across the border, so
Yeah.
you, instead of like an airport where you get stamped in your own country and then you fly all the way, here it's like literally the border guard comes into your compartment of the train, and then like you go for immigration whilst still on the train.
And you did that all in the name of preparing for IB.
Well, I decided not to actually devote so much devote so much time for studying this holiday, because I decided it would be a really good idea to have a mental relaxation.
To cancel out the oncoming.
Yes, because
To each their own.
people have told me that IBDP will be intense, and we will be discussing that
Later on.
as time progresses throughout our HIB podcast.
You definitely will.
So, Sam,
Sam.
what was yours like?
I won't really talk about my vacation, but I'll talk about my flight experiences.
Oh yeah.
So I entered the classical situation of an 8-hour flight where there are 2 kids, really, really small kids, in front of me,
Yes.
1 kid behind me,
One kid behind.
old grunty guy to the left of me. Oh no, this was like a three seats. I was in the middle.
Ah, the middle. Oh god.
Wow.
Yeah. Old guy to the left of me, and a really, really obese, large dude to the right of me. Since the old guy was passed out the entire 8 hours, and it wasn't really that easy to pass through the obese guy for
Toilet
obvious
breaks. Yeah.
Yes, for obvious reasons. I was trapped in between this circle of absurdity. Oh, and the funniest thing is, when one kid started crying or screaming, the other 2 would start screaming and crying as
How old
well.
were the kids? Were they like babies or toddlers or like?
Nah, there was just like one 5-year-old in
Oh,
front of me.
5-year-old, man.
But like 2 toddlers. One next to the 5-year-old, the other one.
Well, toddlers make sense because like the pressure hurts them and stuff like that. But like,
Yeah, but still,
you can't really control them. Like,
it's not really nice when you have a spawn of Satan.
ankle biters, as the Australians call them.
Yeah.
Ankle biters.
Perhaps, perhaps not.
Anyway.
The red was really fun.
Do you do much homework on it?
I read through the biology book, but
Oh, nice.
I apparently you need to read it more carefully if you're going to do biology, because
Especially
A lot
biology HL, because
especially the biology HL, which sadly, happily, Yassine and I are
That's
doing.
correct.
I'm not doing
No,
HL,
Yassine's
man.
not
Oh, you're not
doing
doing
No, I'm
HL,
not.
Ian?
No.
Oh, okay. Then sadly, happily, I am the only one here doing HL.
Soma, on your flight, did you fly Aeroflot?
Yes, I did fly Aeroflot,
Oh.
the Russian airlines.
Okay.
probably
there's a grudges here. Like, come on, tell us your stories.
I do not fly Aeroflot at all.
Why?
Because Aeroflot is hella expensive. Oh, I'm sorry.
Language, man.
Because Aeroflot is extremely expensive, and well, there are cheaper connections through other airlines, and especially that Chinese airlines start to fly
okay, let's say something.
on different routes that were mostly dominated by other air carriers. Like
You know what the best airline is?
Qantas.
Fly Emirates. But
A Singaporean.
Singapore.
the Middle Easterns,
Come on.
man, they have some good planes.
Etihad.
Etihad, Qatar, and the Fly Emirates.
Okay, now we're drifting off.
Okay, yeah.
Sam, how did you? Oh yeah, right, you did. Yeah.
You did, yeah. You said that.
Read the book carefully. That is a life pro tip that will save you.
Alright,
That's
so
gonna
A pro
save you.
tip is that, like, in this room, we have biology students, and then me and Nate are
Nate and I,
DT
we're all in
students.
English HL.
No, not HL.
No, you guys.
You're not in English HL.
I'm A, but I'm SL, not HL.
I'm the only English B student here, so whatever.
Yeah, I'm doing HL too.
Minorities, am I right?
Hey, come on.
Wait, you're doing HL, right?
Yeah, I am.
AHL.
Yeah.
Sam.
I mean, if you do anything
SL.
HL.
SL, I'm also doing SL.
Hey, you know what? On that topic,
Let's
why
talk
not-
about our HL and SL subjects, right?
Yeah,
Let's do it
just-
person by person so it doesn't get confusing.
Sure.
Sure.
Well,
sure,
let's
sure.
explain what HL and SL subjects are first of all.
Yeah, 'cause you
And
guys
why?
might have
Yeah, and
no
why is it
idea.
important?
Yeah, so
if you're
in,
in grade 10, you probably didn't hear this info before.
Yeah.
so in DP and MLP, they're very different programs, and in DP they have
SL and HL.
SL and HL.
And there's a
What-
very big difference between HL and
SL stands for standard level, and HL stands for higher level, right? So you can kind of guess what it means. HL is usually for like the higher, and it's harder than the SL.
It's
obviously.
big boy stuff.
There's more
It's
hours.
big boy stuff,
It's
big brain time.
240 hours, right?
It's
Something
around
like
that time,
that.
yeah,
And then
something like that.
150 hours for the standard level.
Yeah, so if you're, for example, you want to be a doctor or something, you go for the HL subjects that will help you become a doctor.
Chemistry and biology.
Well,
Sam, can you please
things
put
such
your
as
leg
that.
away, okay?
So anyway, yeah, what I'm taking for my SL subject, I'm taking.
Also, so how many like subjects do you need to take?
Oh, you gotta take 3 HL courses. You can take 4 or 5. That's just suicidal.
yeah.
Yeah, you
minimum-
can.
Don't.
You can do it if you want to kill yourself. You're
Oh,
just-
well, actually-
Your GPA will be higher, though.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Depends on how well you do the HLs.
Well, yeah,
you
of
do like
course.
5 HLs in subjects that
You can't do
just
5
don't.
HLs, can you?
Yeah, you can. You can.
You can do 5 HLs.
Hypothetically.
Don't
You
do it.
can. You can do 6 if you want.
But-
Anyway, we're getting off topic.
But your DP coordinator will tell you not to do
Yeah.
so.
So,
A pro tip though, take 4 HLs and drop down to standard level. And
that is what a lot of
Like
people do.
halfway
It
through.
does.
that's what, yeah, because it's harder to go to HL than to drop from HL.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not sure about something, go HL, and you always drop down later.
So, to Nate, tell us about your subjects. What are you taking for SL and HL?
Well, I'm taking 4 HLs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
From I'm doing English.
English A, right?
English literature HL because why not? I like to read. I'm doing economics HL. I'm doing product design HL, and I'm doing the dreaded history HL. Toughest class of them all.
Which one are you
A
going to
question
drop?
for you. Wait, a question for you.
What? Okay, sure.
Why are you doing DTH?
DT, because why not?
Which one are you going to drop?
Really?
Which one am I going to drop?
Yeah.
Probably economics.
Not history?
No, history's awesome, man. So,
I've been lied to.
I knew people who did history HL, and they had nightmares of history. And every nightmare is like a battle of some
the
sort.
Bolsheviks are coming.
Anyway, Sam, what are your HL and SL topics?
I'm doing double science HLs.
Ooh, big boy brain.
Regret.
time.
Oh yeah. That's big boy stuff. That's big boy stuff right there. I chose chemistry and biology HL, which is mostly laying a path towards my future career choices,
Which is?
which is either ecology, biochemistry, or pharmaceutics.
And other big words.
Yeah, hell.
Photosynthesis. I said a big word. That's a stupid joke. I'm sorry.
Okay, continue.
And I also chose Chinese B.
HL.
HL. I mostly chose that because
No specific reason.
no specific reasons.
Except that he's living in China.
Other than I'm really, really good at Chinese, and Chinese B is really, really easy for me.
So I could
It's not
focus-
easy for everyone, trust me.
So I could focus more on my main HLs, which is chemistry and biology, as I
Yeah.
said before.
What else did you choose for SL?
For SL, I chose Math AA, which doesn't stand for anti-alcoholics or something.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no
No,
idea.
it's analysis
Analysis and
Analysis.
approach.
and approaches.
Analysis and approaches, which is also, this is the more of a big boy math, other than,
Big boy math.
Big boy brain.
yeah, I usually replace big boy with words I don't remember straight away, which helps with this podcast. Anyway, so this is, since they changed the entire math system, they changed it from,
Completely different.
Okay, so basically, previously we had math studies, which is the easiest thing ever, and then math SL, and then math HL. Now we don't have math studies anymore. We have AA and AI, which stands for analysis and approaches, and then what was it?
Interpretation.
An analysis and
Application.
application and yeah, right, that. So
And your other one high level.
under those two branches, you can get high level and standard level. But AISL basically replaces studies. So yeah, that's the most easiest
And
one.
guess what the majority of this podcast is doing?
Ooh,
AI.
yeah, AISL. Most of you.
nah, me and Ian are big boys. We're doing
Yeah, we're big boy man.
I don't want to be racist, but
Anyone doing HL?
you lived in China, so that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Sam,
What?
what are the last SL?
Geography.
Oh,
Geography. I chose this
Geography.
because it's pretty fun. I mean,
Okay.
it's statistics and a lot of numbers. But if you look deeper into it, it's
Geography is a
actually...
great subject.
Um,
Geography is a great subject.
Yeah, I would
which
also-
is why I did HL.
and also with great teachers, Mr. Mueller and Mr. McDonald. We recommend them.
Yeah, Mr. Moeller and Mr. McDonald are really great teachers.
Yeah, so you see.
Me? Oh, yeah, well, I did English literature, HL, because I'm an American person, and I enjoy literature. I enjoy reading books, even though I don't really read that much. I also did geography, HL, because that is like where I'm going in the future, which is international relations, which has to do with some sort of like geography in some sort of way.
Something like
And I'm also doing business HL because business HL is really interesting and also teaches me different ways to do businesses and to manage different corporations and different things such as that. For SL, I'm doing Chinese ab initio because that's the lowest level of Chinese, and my Chinese is absolutely crud. Not a bad word. I'm also doing. What else am I doing for SL? Wait, sorry, I gotta think about
Math.
this. Yeah, I'm doing AI SL,
AISL,
which is
math
basically
studies.
which is the lowest level of studying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm also doing
And you're also doing what?
biology, of course. I
Ah,
forgot
that,
about
yeah,
biology.
that, yeah.
Biology SL, yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to you, Nate.
I think I'm already done with it.
Yeah,
You have? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm really
Yeah,
dumb.
I think it's my turn currently. So yeah.
Go on, my friend. Go on.
Yeah. In case you're still not
I'm pretty
familiar.
sure
I
I've done
mean-
yours as well.
Nah, we haven't. Okay, so not really an adventurous person. I just took 3 HLs. I took English B, HL. Originally I wanted to go to English A because
English A, best one. Wink, wink.
because
Hey, high five. You were in there.
strange general requirements listed on the UBC website.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, UBC is University of British Columbia. It's one of the best schools in Canada.
Oh,
I want to go there, so
Canada.
yeah, that's kind of why I want to go into English A. But in English B, why did I choose English B HL? Because it's English B. I can basically get like a 7 for free. And
Hey,
it's
even rhymes.
yeah, it does.
You're not
and
wrong.
it's an HL. I can cover one of my 3 HLs in here. Second HL, economics.
Obviously.
Yeah, and third one, business management.
Free
I want to go
science,
into
fine.
either a business school or a commerce or anything like that. So basically, economics or business in major in my university. So that's why I chose them as my HLs. Since I'm the only Chinese person in here, I'm also mandatorily taking Chinese A. So yeah, that's I took it as an SL because it's really seriously hard. Literally no one in the entire grade chose HL
Yeah,
for
never,
Chinese A.
never do
Never do
Chinese
Chinese HL.
It's not worth
For a
it.
person who was in Chinese A in 10th grade, I can proudly say it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
I think the most amount of pressure I received from all the classes was Chinese A.
It was, and it's going to be for me. And the other SL, I did Chinese. Sorry, not Chinese. Math AASL. I should go into Math AAHL, which is like the hardest math subject in.
Why though?
Oh, okay.
'Cause
Why?
it's a lesser
Because I can get a 7.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure I can
Okay,
get a 7.
anyway,
Seven is the
okay,
hardest.
continue.
Yeah. Just in case you don't know, scores are super duper important
Yeah.
for your university applications. Much more important than actually SL and HL.
Yeah, each
So-
class gets you 1 to 7 points, and to pass you need 24 points.
Yeah,
You have 6 classes, so it's what?
that's like
Average of 4 a class.
I know.
So
I
you
know.
have a requirement that your SL subject must be at least a 3,
Uh-huh.
and your HL subject must be at least a 4.
At least a 4 to pass the entire thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Timothy, how about you?
So I have come through a long way of selecting my subject because there has been like an unexpected turn.
What do you mean?
So I've initially kind of planned out a route for myself on my own, but my father has made a decision that he needs to intervene and help me make wise choices.
Interesting.
So
How did that go for you?
well, this is how it ended up. So, I ended up dropping geography because my father has decided that if the school is having a timetable clash, it's a bad sign. What happened initially is I've chosen B&M and business management and geography together, and then there was a timetable clash, so they didn't allow us at first.
Yeah, it was a really big problem.
I was gonna do business management as well. instead
Well,
of
we'll go
economics.
further on that later on. But no,
Yeah.
it's cool, yeah.
So it was really a small issue that was quite easy to fix, and they fixed it in the long
Sort
run.
of.
I
However,
guess so.
however, my father has been adamant that if geography is not going well, just don't do it. So instead, now I am taking business management and economics, both HL, and then also design technology HL. All of them go quite well together, so I've decided to kind of stick to those HLs.
Yeah.
And SL?
SL, English A, SL, so we are all in one class. Then Chinese SL, and last but not least, mathematics AI SL, the lowest level you can select. Well, it's not lowest because
It is the lowest.
well, they claim that AA and AI are equal
Yeah.
It's not. It's
Just a
definitely
pro
not.
tip in here: if you want to get into economics or anything that requires any math requirements in university,
Just do AA.
go do
actually, AI.
AASL
Or
AAHL or AIHL
Yeah.
because most of the U.S. and Canadian universities don't accept AISL as fulfilling their math requirements.
This is
for
only
certain-
valid. This is only valid for U.S. and
only
Canada.
valid for U.S. and Canadian colleges. I'm not sure about European or other parts of the world, but yeah, just a pro tip in here. So since we spent like 10 minutes talking about our courses selection, you can kind of see how important this entire selecting is. So after we've done our selection, how's the DP life going?
Oh, well.
So far, it's been a month, man.
Yeah, it has
so
been a
far,
month.
I mean, it's only the first month, but you can tell that stuff is coming up. That like, yeah, it's like you're like
getting
on the
harder and
verge.
harder.
Yeah, you're on the verge of getting all the huge dump of essays and
on the-
reports and stuff.
You guys weren't even here for as long as we were. For
I
our.
only missed out on a week. Only, I guess.
Only
that
you.
is it.
And what were you doing in that week, Sam?
I had a legitimate reason. I was swimming.
You were swimming.
I was swimming, not like
You
in
were
a
swimming?
Yeah, it's not like in a sea, like splashing around water, maybe throwing jellyfishes at each other. I was in a swimming competition thing. And back to the topic of how's ID.
How's that be?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's been interesting. I've been learning a lot. I've been thinking a lot because there's not much else to do besides homework. Yeah, there's a lot of homework. We haven't really done that much. We've had a few tests already. We've had a math test.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know. How's everyone else going so far?
I mean, so far it's going good, but then I haven't had any like real assignments or like any essays yet. So we'll see in the next month when we'll come back. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's been going on pretty good because it's literally the start of DP. Well, pressures are coming up. We have our CAS and TOK meetings. So yeah, those are a lot of pressures. And yeah, we'll see after like a month or two how we're still doing. So yeah, what about you, Sam?
It's getting harder. That's all I can say. The tests are coming up. The essays are coming up.
Yeah.
The biology suddenly got from mitochondria is the powerhouse to the cell to like complicated proteins.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what that means.
Phospholipids.
Yes, phospholipids.
Timothy, what about you?
Well, for me, it's been going quite difficult the past couple of weeks because we just had the BM exam.
It was average. Right? If you studied, if you listened
Yeah.
to class, it would be okay.
I mean, we had individuals who went like, "Oh my God, this is so hard." But that was the same situation for us in math class.
Yeah, exactly.
We still don't know the results of math exam to this day, so we hope that we did okay.
Hope so.
Are you guys getting much like mathematics lately? Not mathematics, homework lately.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ho- Math homework.
Math homework? Yeah.
Mostly
Math
it's
homework?
chemistry.
Chemistry homework.
No.
What's that look like?
Economics homework.
Yeah, that's
mountains of
that's
economics.
the
I've
mountains.
seen people post images of their ManageBack dashboard page on WeChat.
Oh, if you guys don't know what ManageBack is, can you just tell them what ManageBack is?
ManageBack is a
description.
platform where we see all our homework, all
Yeah,
our
that's
tasks, our tests.
All
And
IB
the
students
dashboard
use it.
is actually automatically planned out page of these events.
Yeah, as soon as you join, you become very comfortable with it, like instantaneously.
Yeah.
But yeah, homework, chemistry homework. What's that
Yeah, what
looking
was
like?
chemistry homework?
It's just pages and pages and pages of questions. And pages and pages and pages of questions.
Now that we're on the topic of school, how was your first day of school here?
Yeah.
Like, how was your transition from 10th grade to DP1?
Did
the
you
first
do,
day of school.
Did you do much on the first day of school?
Honestly, we didn't do much.
But like,
It's
your experience
okay.
social-wise and like other.
It's, of course, socialize the regular social awkwardness. We got things to settle down, and it's honestly it didn't change that much, but it's kind of magical because we were like
Pathetic
we
little-
were pathetic little
Middle-year
G
programmers.
grade
Midgets.
tenants, and now we are pathetic more little DP students.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a magical transition that you will definitely experience during the first day of school in DP. So yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You see?
Well, it was kind of like, you know, as you said, socially awkward because, of course, like most of you were not here the first day of school. It was just Nate and I, and also Tunfei, and we were just like, you know, because the first day you don't really talk to anyone. You just sit there and like you get talked by the teacher who tells you what to do, and you start feeling like, oh my god, this is DP, it's gonna be serious, blah blah blah, whatever. But there's not really a difference. You don't really notice any difference until like the first month. After the first month, you be
Yeah.
like, dang, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
first day of school, I actually used to really like reading. My friends
Used to?
were books. Yeah, well, I still love reading, but as time and time gets shorter and shorter for free activities, I find myself reading a lot less. With 6
That's what
hours of
IB
math
does to you, my
homework
friend. They get you smarter, but also dumber.
over the weekend.
That's a paradox, but okay.
So instead of doing homework, I've learned to socialize with these wonderful young men.
Oh,
Hey,
someone
man.
said I'm wonderful. That's quite nice.
You're welcome.
Timothy, how about you?
Alright, so first day of school was kind of normal, I would say, because I've been for a lot of first days of school in my life, and this time was no different actually. I came back to school on a Monday, came to my new homeroom. We knew where to go because they sent us a message on Manageback before.
Yeah.
And so, my homeroom teacher is a new teacher at the school, and his name is Mr. Scott Kilkuski. He goes by Mr. K. He is also our economics teacher.
Economics.
How is he so far?
So far, looks like a cool guy. I like his style of teaching, like the whole interactive thing with whiteboards. We have these like small whiteboards for every person, and we do stuff, do activities. And the first thing that we did was like a activity to get to know each other. And we, even though we did it in a very organized fashion, it was still quite interesting because we got to know more stuff about each of us, and also he made a small PPT about himself. So he told us who he is himself.
Yeah. Introduction is always good.
Yeah, very nicely. So, after we've talked about what we've done for this first month of DP Live, let's get into the subjects. Not subjects. CP.
CP.
Let's go way back. Let's take a time machine and go like 3 years back.
Yeah, let's go like 3 years back. Back in the MYP years.
Unfortunately, Nate, Timothy, and I.
Ah, grammar, nice.
Yes, we didn't do CP. We missed out on it. But thankfully, or not thankfully, so Yassine and Ian, tell us about community project.
Well, yeah, so as you said, CP stands for Community Project. And if you guys know what SA is, it's basically SA, but within a group, and it's more targeted towards that particular grade, which is MYP 9th grade, which is when you do CP. And basically what CP is you find a group of 2 or 3 people, you work together, you find an organization or a service that you want to do to help society, and you do that. How many hours do we need for that? 20 hours or something like that?
Something
how do
like
you
20
count the
hours.
hours?
20 hours.
Yeah, so around 20 hours, and when you do that, you have to do the 2 most important things of CP. You have to do a presentation, where you reflect on what you did and how you helped the community, and you also have to do a process journal. And to answer your question, what was your question again? Sorry.
How do you count the hours? Because 20 hours...
Well, it's simple. For example, let's say you go to a hospital for like 5 hours a day. During the weekend, 5 hours in a Saturday. You just add those 5 hours together until like 20 hours.
Yeah,
Same thing as essay.
Yeah, and because it's in MYP, it's not really that strict, and yeah, there are a lot of flexibilities about actually doing those hours.
Should we elaborate more on the
yeah, sure.
CP?
Just a quick thing, for those who don't know what essay is, because some schools apparently don't have a requirement for essay.
Really?
Okay, essay
IB
is-
schools, or just schools in general?
Schools in general.
Oh, okay. So essay is basically service in action, which is a thing you do during the MYP years, which is like 8th grade to 10th grade. It's basically community work. Words with good deeds.
Isn't it 6th grade till 10th? And it's not important.
Not
MYP
important.
years.
MYP years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your middle school years in IB.
Yeah.
So you do those good things, and you will have to fulfill a certain amount of hours.
It used to be
each
20
day.
hours, but then they changed it to 6, which is a major improvement for
Yeah.
us.
For
Yeah.
us. Yeah. So that's very much like CP, but in CP we have to do things systematically with a.
Systematically.
What's wrong with that?
What does systematically mean?
In
It's
an
a more-
orderly fashion, in a more like organized and more.
Disciplined.
Documented?
Yes.
We document it. We plan it.
Well, you
and,
also document essay, but you don't have a process journal for
Yeah,
essay.
we don't. Yeah, we just have reflection.
Reflections, yeah.
Mm,
Anyway, let's get into the nitty and gritty of CAS.
yeah.
Do you wanna
no,
tell us
sorry,
about-
no, not
Okay,
CAS.
CP.
CP.
Sorry. CP, do you want to tell us about the presentations?
Okay, so the presentation is
Whoa.
basically a reflection of what you did, and it will be presented to a designated teacher that you don't know in advance. So basically, that's where you will get your grade.
Better
If
be
you
good.
Yeah, it better be good. If you get a nice presentation and you make your project seem like that it's super good, you're gonna get a high score.
I forgot to mention that it's also recorded, so your presentation is recorded.
Oh yeah, the entire presentation is video recorded.
Does that like add to the stress of it?
It does, cause
Whatever facial expressions you have, they can see it, and they can go back and see it again and again
Yeah.
and again. So
and of course
Don't look
you're
stupid.
Yeah.
you're
That's the
standing
basic
right
life.
in front of the lens. So yes, of course you're gonna be stressed out, but don't. It's only MIP and it's only CP. It's important for 9th graders, but if you look at it in like a general term, it's not really that important. It doesn't affect you in a lot of ways. Of course, if you fail it, you're gonna do the 9th grade again. But yeah,
Well,
it's pretty hard to
here-
fail.
2 pro tips that I suggest you follow for the CP. CP, yeah.
Uh-huh.
As you said before, it's not as important as, for example, PP or CAS, which we will
PP
go.
and CAS, what do they even stand
We'll go
for?
on those further on, but this
Okay,
is just
okay.
a little tip. What I'm saying is that don't stress over it so much. If you follow the template and you follow what your supervisor and advisors are telling you to do, you're gonna get some flying colors. You're gonna get really good grades.
But how do you get information from the supervisors?
There are meetings, and you can also just WeChat, which is Messenger for China, or you can also just. They have meetings. They set up meetings, and if you don't, you just go to the classroom and ask them questions.
Okay.
And so don't take it so seriously. Of course, try to get as many grades as possible, but don't stress over it a lot. And also, second pro tip: always update your process journal. Don't wait for the last day.
Process journal.
As
So-
Ian and I both know, doing it on the last day is hectic, and it's just the stupidest idea we've had. So always, just whenever you finish an activity, spend 10 minutes of your time and just write a little reflection.
What is process journal? Like,
Yeah, sorry. Well, the process journal is a journal that you keep.
A journal, so you write stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
It's a dated journal where you just like for every excursion that you do for your service, the community project, you have to write a little reflection and tell the people that will be
Tell the
reading
people
it
that
what
will
you
be-
did.
What you did, what's your feelings about it, what's your
You learned.
reflection, what you've learned, and
How you gonna improve it?
How you're gonna improve it.
So do you like write that down, or do you put it on a Word document?
So basically we do that. We put it on a Word document, and then we submit it to the IB at the end. So it's not like a regularly updating thing on ManageBack or any other platforms. It's like a thing that you will accumulate on your own, and then
and then send off at the end.
and then send off it in a bunch. So
which leaves a little bit of wiggle room for
leaves a little bit
one-
of wiggle room of just spending 6 hours of your time at
The night before it's
the night before it's due to actually do anything, do everything, but don't do that.
Also
It's
include
stupid.
pictures in your process journal because people like pictures.
Yeah, of course we do.
Also, for those IB students who are currently about to enter grade 9 and 10, or for those who want to transfer to an IB school. IB loves process journals in general,
Yes.
and so process journals will not only be required for personal project and community project, but they'll also be required for subjects especially like design and drama,
Yeah.
and music and visual arts, I suppose.
And for any portfolios that you might encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So process journals are a big thing because
Mhm.
how else are they
Awesome.
going to track your?
You might have 2
Work,
or 3
yeah.
process journals ongoing at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
me too.
definitely gonna have 2 or 3 process.
So just don't be like us and do it on the last day. Like seriously, if you're that lazy, just take a video or recording of you talking and then write it down at the end of the whenever you have to do it.
Yeah, so after all these talks, Yassine, what did you do?
For CP.
Yeah, the CP.
Well, this is an interesting story. I was, let's say, I was reserving with another classmate of mine. We were gonna work together. It was gonna be a great project. It was gonna be so much fun.
Was going to be a great.
It was.
Keyword.
Yes, it was. But then, boom! Oh, sorry, I'm not gonna be with you anymore. I already joined another group. Bum, bum, bum. So yeah, I had to go with the group that nobody wants. It was 2 people. They needed 1 extra person. So I'm like, hey, why not? I have no one else to go with, so I'm just gonna go with that group. Even though they're okay people,
Yes.
they're not the.
It's
They
not
don't
what
work
you
together
wanted.
great. You know, it's like you know how tuna and peanut butter are both great, but they don't go together perfectly.
Yes.
So we went great together, but sorry, not great together. We're together by ourselves. We're great, but together it's
Maybe.
communication. A lot of communication problems.
Not. Yeah.
First of all, I had no idea what the community project they were doing was, so I was just dropped in there with no knowledge. Like a week later, I found out that we're doing some hospital service where we're helping elderly people with wheelchairs. We're going to help them move them around to the hospital.
Did they set that up, or did the school set that up?
No, they set that up.
They just
I was just dumped into that group because I had no idea. But then later on, we got better and we had some issues here and there.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I'm in DP1, and so I supposedly passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoilers. But yeah. So
It was
you
an interesting. Yeah.
Dropped in, and what do? You just show up?
So we did like I think 6 hours every Saturday and Sunday, or just once every weekend, and we go to this hospital. We get these like suits, not suits, but like
lab
jackets.
coats or something?
Yeah, like you know
White-
the yellow, the
Wait, yellow?
the neon things.
Oh, yeah.
The neon things.
The neons.
Oh, like
Jackets,
a
I know what they're
policeman
called.
one.
Yeah, like those ones, but they're orange. They're not
They're
neon.
called high visibility jackets.
Thank you,
Okay.
that thing.
High
So,
vis vest.
which differentiates. I cannot speak English today.
Differentiate.
Which differentiates us from the other customers or like different patients.
People.
Patients, yeah. And so we just help around. We get their wheelchairs. We move them. We move the elderly around. We give them their medications. We give them their prescriptions or whatever they need help with. And I think it was an enjoyable cast activity. But the people there, just like we didn't really have good vibes with each other.
Yeah, you guys just didn't bond.
Anyway, how's your CP? Ian?
Personally, I think it went terribly.
Hey, yeah, elaborate.
Okay, why? Because I knew nothing about CP. I knew nothing about IB because I just went into BWI.
Oh, you were a new student.
Yeah, I was a new student back in 9th grade, transferred from a Chinese public school. So yeah, there's a seriously drastic difference in the teaching style and the structure of the entire thing, and a thing called CP just dumped it into my head.
Don't you wish you had the podcast or something that would help you with this? Hey, okay.
Very much.
Yeah.
So I had no idea what was this thing called CP. So I just cooperated with one of my friends at the time, and well, he's still my friend, but yeah, whatever. I cooperated with him. He was also a new student, and we went to a off-the-campus academy as a TA, teaching assistant, in FCE classes for.
What's FC?
FCE it's like tofu, but
What's tofu?
Tofu.
tofu.
TOFEL.
F-E-L, not
F-E-L?
tofu. Tofu.
What's it called? Test of English as a foreign language.
Yeah, anyways, it is a test for primary school students about their English abilities. So that's
so you're helping out with that.
I'm helping out with Chinese students about their regarding those English stuff. And yeah, that's basically what I did. I went there every single Friday to do like 3 hours of volunteering work as a TA. And after 20-something hours, I'm basically done with CP. But at that time, I'm just done with the actual action. I had no idea that I'll have to write a process journal or that I'll have to make a presentation actually presented.
Yeah.
So
you didn't even realize.
So I didn't even realize that there was a thing.
That
I need to do.
Wait, a quick question.
Yeah?
Is the presentation individual or group?
No,
The
it's
presentation is group
work.
work. Yeah, group work.
And your group mates didn't help?
Well, he did.
Oh.
He did a huge chunk of our entire thing. So I just not prematurely. How can I say this? I just did the process journal like seriously fast, and the quality is not great.
But you still passed.
Not last night, but still. The grading part is the presentation, and I'm not that shabby at making a presentation. Actually, presenting ideas and seeming me like someone who knows stuff about knowledgeable about what we're doing. So I did that. I did the I did the presentation, and it was fine. Till this day, I still don't know how many scores I got from CP.
That's interesting.
Somewhere. Yeah, and I can't find it on my managed back. It was kind of sad. I learned that there was actually a score for CP when I was in 10th grade.
And what's the score?
So I didn't realize it in 9th grade. So I won't have any possibilities of actually knowing my CP scores now.
And
hey, look at it.
It doesn't even matter.
That was a bummer, but I'm in DP1 right now, so I passed.
It's fine.
I passed.
So somehow.
I passed somehow. But just for you, if you're going to go into CP, be nice, do things, and
don't
procrastinate.
Don't
Just
procrastinate.
don't procrastinate.
It's not worth it.
I think that's how IB is. Just
Don't procrastinate.
procrastinate.
Yeah, but everyone does it.
Procrastination is your enemy.
Procrastination is your enemy,
But it's so fun though.
but sometimes you can do it and it's fun.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
if you
yeah.
have like
So,
stimulation, don't procrastinate on all your tasks.
So yeah, so we shared
our.
our experience. You guys didn't experience it.
I know I
So
didn't.
wanna do like a little brainstorming section about if you guys were to do CP right now, what projects would you guys do?
Community project. What would the Nate do? I don't know, Sam. What would you do?
I can suggest what you might do, and I could suggest some of mine. Since I'm really, really, really into ecology, biology, animals, and all living stuff, including humans.
Oh yeah, bio.
Yes. I would either go do some, either volunteering at a dog shelter. Sounds really generic, but it's actually really helpful. Helping at a wildlife reserve center.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. I actually did that over my summer thing, and that was really amazing. I got to see and I got to learn so much stuff. But I guess you only have fun with it if you're actually passionate about things.
Well, you organize that yourself. What would you
No,
do?
I went to the Moscow Suburban Wildlife Reserve or something like that, and it was right near a forest. And at night, you could literally go out, and there's just this huge forest spinning out across miles and miles.
It's sort of terrifying.
It was, especially at night.
So. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. But for you, I think since you love literature and you love books, you could volunteering by voicing books for deaf kids.
Yeah.
That's a really smart and a really cool idea, isn't it?
Yeah. Definitely. I think that could work. I just have to figure out what books.
Yes.
Read with my smooth voice. What about you, Timothy?
Well, sorry for interrupting previously.
It's all good.
I was just thinking that our podcast that we're recording right now would be a great CP.
Oh.
But on
Obviously, it'll be a great anything, Timothy.
yeah, it would be a great anything. But for the purposes of this brainstorm, I would suppose that I would have launched a. I would actually think of launching a small like YouTube or maybe a school channel show.
Do you think?
Oh, actually, speaking about
That's gonna be like small 3-minute clips about certain topics that are quite important that need to be quickly and effectively delivered to the school community.
Talking about that, do you want to talk about the mockumentary that one of our friends
Oh
did?
yeah.
Okay,
We've got this friend.
digressing.
So this friend, he, along with all the 3 other friends, they
Yeah, let's
decided,
just say their name. We've got this friend called Jack.
He's,
Right?
he's a bit of a legend.
He's a bit of a legend, and he's currently now in Germany. So whatever, he's not gonna care. He's got
and
this-
Willie, also Willie,
and
Willie and Jin.
Willie, Jack, and
3 of our really
Jin.
close friends.
Yeah, they went to. They did their CP project on making just YouTube videos about IB introductions.
IB topics,
IB introductions.
Suddenly, anything I do.
Yeah, it's a bit like this, but in like a shorter format, and they made it like a YouTube channel and everything about it.
It's way more boring than
So yeah,
Whatever,
plenty boring, but they did produce some videos, but
Failed.
it was okay. It was in 9th grade. There were like
They passed CP though.
they passed.
Of course they
CP.
passed,
Of course
yeah.
they
you
passed
can't.
CP.
You can't.
No,
not
because
pass.
they failed that idea of the YouTube channel, and then they completely changed their thing in like 2 weeks. And
What they do?
They made a mockumentary, and basically what a mockumentary is, a documentary, but with a little bit of satire elements
Yeah.
included into it.
Isn't that exactly what they were doing before?
It was they scrapped the YouTube videos, and then they made just a whole documentary about IB and their
And they got
experiences.
20 hours for that.
Yeah, they got 20
Dude,
hours.
you're
for
making
that.
a whole movie. Like, well, how long was the movie?
20
I can't
20
remember.
minutes or something.
I can't remember.
Do you remember we filmed a movie Just a Dream,
Yeah,
and you can't imagine how long it took us.
it
to
takes a
film.
long time to make a
Okay,
film.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just 20 minutes.
The
It
film,
takes like weeks.
our film was 30 minutes for Just
Yeah.
a Dream, and even though we had like a larger crew
Yeah.
and we had everything super detailed planned out, we still stuffed up a lot of times and we had
It
to
took us
redo.
months to finish the film.
Yeah, so that's their CP project. Well,
So yeah, that could be a
community
thing
project.
that would work.
Maybe a
Uh
mockumentary.
huh. So making a mockumentary, making YouTube channels, that you might consider that as your CP
Just
in
know,
upcoming years.
it better be good.
Just know it better be good and
Yeah.
do a nice presentation.
Well, in terms of CP, the service doesn't need to be good. As long as your presentation and process journal are good, then you're
then you're basically okay.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
get the hours.
Uh-huh. So
IB is also all about reflections. If you-
That's it.
I think it's a really smart idea for IB to actually include reflections.
Yeah. Make sure you do things.
Not only do things, because even if you stuff up, for example, the videos, they quickly changed it, and probably in their PPT they included their old ideas and reflected on that. And that does not only mean extra points, that also mean next time you do something, you're gonna think about future aspects of it.
Yeah, that's true. Learning, which is the main point of all education. Anyway, now we're
Now that
going
we like
to
exploded your brain with all this IB knowledge, let's go a little bit easier and like go with modern day things,
Modern day.
not really IB specific.
Yeah.
now is the time of segments.
Now's the
now
fun.
it's the first segment for me. I'm Ian, and I'm just gonna do my entire world news segment in British accent.
Because why not?
Don't do
Because
it.
why not? Okay, fine.
do it.
Fine.
Okay,
I'm not gonna do it.
Fake British accent always sounds
Okay,
horrible.
so today's 2019, September 10th, Teachers' Day. Very nicely.
Teachers'
Yay.
Day.
Yeah, and we've got a few things going on in our world. The big thing right now in basically every single headline is Brexit. As you might know, well, British PM,
Prime Minister.
Boris Johnson.
Prime Minister Boris Johnson, he was a bit of a Trumpy guy, right? So
What is
after
that?
after he got the office for PM, he basically started pushing towards Brexit, no deal Brexit, and today, Johnson suspended UK Parliament after latest Brexit defeat. that is a headline by Associated Press.
Sounds complicated.
Near today, during the last week or so, the British Parliament were super duper upset about
Brexit.
Brexit and about them being shut down basically by the PM under the consent of the Queen.
Oh, fair enough.
So, so of course they were pissed. So under the same
Language.
pissed.
Language.
it.
Okay. So within Boris Johnson's own party, there were oppositions. And Boris Johnson fired basically everyone in his own party who does not agree with him and voted against his will.
Hey, that is basically what Trump did when he
That's
became-
basically what Trump did. So
Interesting.
that he basically shot his foot with it because expelling people from his own party
That's supposed to be experts.
out of their own party made him lose his majority in the British Parliament.
Ha, no, not.
So now he can't do anything, basically, because he fired his own party members.
Man, that's quite unfortunate.
Yeah, so that's what's happening in the UK recently. Now we're cutting to what we were mentioning, Trump.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah. Still AP, Associated Press. Trump says peace talks with Taliban are now dead.
Yeah,
So-
fair enough.
So basically, what Trump was planning to do was having a meeting with Taliban, with the Taliban leaders in Camp Davis, which is like a summer resort for the U.S. president. It was super historical. And it's seriously important. It's a seriously important place. So many argues that he should not invite the Taliban. I repeat, the Taliban into essentially the White House of summer resorts. And he pulled the entire meeting off for some reason that we do not know currently. The officials are citing that it was because of a bombing of U.S. Military personnel on Thursday, but Trump pulled the meeting on Twitter, of course, on Saturday, which is not really a timely response if it was actually true. So now we do not know the motives of Trump actually pulling out of peace talks with Taliban. But what we do know is that Taliban won't come into Camp Davis. That's
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. So third thing, let's talk about North Korea.
Why
Okay,
not?
You can't.
Why not?
Not talk
we
about
we
North
cannot
Korea
talk about
news.
North Korea.
The friendliest country in the world.
The friendliest country in the world.
I
And
actually haven't heard from it in such a long time.
Yeah. They were keeping a low profile until like
2 hours ago.
until not like 2 hours ago, until like 6 hours ago. So North Korea fired 2 projectiles after offering talks with the U.S. So as you might know, Kim Jong-un and Trump had 3 meetings. Well, 2 meetings, and the third was in the DMZ. It was just like handshake and then photo op. So they had 2 meetings, and while North Korea was still offering talks with the U.S., they launched 2 projectiles, missiles of some sort. We still don't know what exactly is the range of the missile or exactly how much it can carry, but it sends.
It was a missile.
But it was a missile.
People don't fire those on random.
And it sends the signal of it sends a contrast signal of their offering their peace talk offering to the U.S. I mean it hires the tension of the entire Asian areas, and of course, that's very much important for the U.S. So it sends a contrast signals. So we still don't know what North Koreans are doing. So the takeaway here, we don't know what North Koreans want to do. We do not know what Trump was doing with the Taliban. And why did he?
Why was he even
pull him
trying to
off?
do something with Taliban?
Man, this is
'cause-
Trump. Why you ask questions?
While the conflict was like super lengthy, and he kind of wanted to do something that's gonna show him off and say that Obama never did this.
Oh yeah, since the presidential elections are coming
Yeah.
up again.
2020. 2020. We'll talk about that in another episode, but
At a
yeah.
later date.
The third one, we don't know why Boris
What
Johnson
in the world you
fired
did?
fired his own members in his own party
Yo,
and lost the majority.
you know, well, actually, a trend I see with like newer presidents and newer people in the politics. For example, the Ukrainian's new president Zelensky.
Yeah.
He did the same thing. As soon as he became president, he tried to take everyone out of the Ukrainian parliament. I guess it's a parliament.
But Volodymyr Zelensky kind of failed with that because Ukrainian law does not allow him to immediately dismiss everybody as soon as he is elected president. So he's kind of having a hard time with that.
I guess that's just a power move to let the
that's
presidents
just a
and
power
the
move
leaders.
for leaders to establish their own rights for what
Dominance.
Hey,
But so, two words for the takeaway here. Oh well, 3 words. We don't know. We don't know anything from the news. So yeah, that's the news section for me.
Now that we've been like a little bit extensive into like not American politics, but just
World
politics in
Serious
general.
politics.
We're going into like a little like fun in fun facts.
We're going to Reddit,
Sick.
folks.
Yeah, we're going to Reddit. Like, if you guys don't know what Reddit is, what's wrong with you? Come on, you should know what Reddit is. Well, basically, this is a subreddit called Today I Learned, and it's a subreddit where they teach you really cool things that you did not know about before. And this is a really interesting topic because it's on the topic of education, and I'll just get right into it. There are more than 3,300 unrecognized universities worldwide. Many of them outright fake, selling bachelor's, master's, doctorates, law, and medical degrees to anyone willing to pay the price.
That's going to be us in like another 10 years.
No nation is immune from this problem. Just think about that.
dude, imagine going to a surgeon and he just looks at you with a fake medical degree like, hey, you know what would look good out here? Another liver?
Yeah. Well, you've got Trump universities. Failed, but yeah, it was the thing.
Trump University.
Trump universities, Trump steaks, Trump vodkas.
It sounds very
Yeah, all Trump.
ostentatious.
Trump hotels.
Trump hotels, of
Yeah.
course.
That's still
Trump hotels still work.
Yeah, it still works.
Also, here's another fact. Fake medical degrees are an urgent problem. It is easy to buy a medical degree from a fake school or a counterfeit diploma in the name of a real school. 25 years ago, a congressional committee calculated that there were over 5,000 fake doctorates in the U.S.
In the U.S.
In the U.S., and there are many more now. People have died because of these fakes.
Yeah, I'm
Like what you said, like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna stab this guy. Oh, you died. I'm sorry, man.
I mean, surgeon's job is basically stabbing people to death, but you have to cut it.
Not to death, but like.
To life.
Yeah.
Stab people to life.
Stab them to life.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm not surprised because
Yeah.
okay, let's just stop.
touching my
Okay,
legs, that
not
was-
talking about the fake ones right there. There are some degrees that you can get seriously easily, just from YouTube ads about this college, that college.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes up, and you can get a degree, no matter if it's medical or engineering or whatever. You can get a degree like super easy as long as you pay the money. So yeah,
Money
even,
can like
yeah.
really buy anything.
even if it's a real degree, you can't actually ensure its validity and its quality of performance for the degree holder. So.
Which really sucks because
Which
like
really
those
sucks.
are supposed to say you're good at this. We trust you with this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna give you my whole life in your hands. If you kill me, then go ahead. Like
Go.
that's yeah. So it's a
You
really
plead
big
faith
problem.
in it.
And yeah, so we can move on to another one or
Yeah, let's do another
yeah.
one.
Let's move on to another one.
The best segment of them all. Do you ever ask why? Why we do things?
Why do we do things?
Why do we think about why we do
Why, Nate? Tell me.
Why do we think about why we do things?
Tell me.
Well, I ask those questions a lot, and that's why we have the segment Nathaniel's Whys.
Guys, by the way, his last name is Y, so it's funny.
Yeah.
Just laugh.
Get it?
Yeah. Ha 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 ha.
Except it's going to apostrophe.
Anyway, so what we're going to be talking about now is sort of the meaning of life.
Well, generally ethics.
Just dump it into the meaning of life.
The meaning of life, ethics.
Are we gonna have a build up to that question, or do we just slam it in?
Straight in. Life, the universe, and everything, as someone famous once said. So, folks, what do you believe the meaning of life is? Why do we do things? Why do we meet?
Let's go around the room.
Wait, first, why are we doing the IB diploma? That could be a good question.
Yeah, let's go with that for this one, and then continue with the next episode.
Why are we doing the IB? Well,
Well, as you guys don't know this, but my parents are teachers in this school, which means I automatically go to this school. My parents have done extensive research on this topic, and they believe that IB is one of the highest programs here because
it is,
like
and
Sam
it's
said
tough,
before,
and it's insane.
But Sam said before, it involves a lot of reflection, which is like better than most like other public schools where you just write down memorization, you write down things, and it goes in your head.
And
20 years later, you forget it.
But 20
this,
years, like 2 days.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, 2 days later, you forget it. So it just, I think it makes you remember. It makes you actually think about what you're doing in life.
Critical thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Critical thinking. What about you, Ian?
Honestly, doing IB, it's a great program. I can get into universities. After a great university, I can get a nice job, and eventually, I think, no matter if it's the meaning of life or the meaning of me studying IB is reproduction.
Reproduction.
Hey,
let's go, Ian.
We're still animals.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
That's very true.
I
Right?
can't deny that.
Okay,
Yep.
Sam, why are you doing, of all things, IB?
For context, for 9 years I've been in a Chinese public school.
Because he's a mad lad.
Yeah, because I'm a mad
More
man.
power to you, man.
That's like, how long were you in Chinese?
Hey,
school?
he's more Chinese than me.
If you put it that way. But one part of me going to the IB school is I wanted a switch up. Second part is I didn't want to go to a Chinese university. And I wanted to go international and not US as well. So I wanted to go to Europe or Australia and New Zealand. Yes.
Hey.
And I guess, yes, just have a break from the monotone educational system where...
But like, why not IGCSE or any other thing or AP? Why?
IGCSE is way too easy.
That's very much true. Very true.
Says me, who relatively without studying, I got A stars for my chemistry and
Can you
biology.
explain that further for people that don't know?
A stars.
A star is the second best score, but it's still like
What is higher?
the best score. I think is if you score like either 100% or 99%. But that's like basically impossible, even for IGCSE.
Yeah.
So kids who go to IGCSE, you still have a chance. Just work hard. For people who go to A levels is also a pretty good program, but also not as good as IB. I like the aspect of IB, which is they give you so many tasks and you have to figure your way out. Nobody's gonna help you.
IB makes you sound smart.
Yes.
At the end of
Because
the
it
day.
makes you smart. You have to be smart to survive.
Yeah, it makes you smart.
And no one is gonna spoon feed you your education. You gotta get it on for yourself.
Oh, this is what it gets.
It separates people who actually want to do stuff from people who don't.
You
really
failed. Sure, you can fail. It's not my problem.
And Timothy, what about you? Why like IB?
Well, for me, IB was basically a way to get out of my country's education system, which is actually a popular approach amongst people who go to an IB school in their own country. But for me, my country, Russia, does not have so many international schools, especially those who are accredited to teach IB, which is kind of actually sad because Russia is one of those dead places where programs like IB, IGCSE, let alone AP, did not take off. And so, not only because of the costs of the education, but also because people in my country, unfortunately, are quite adamant that my local education system is very good, even though it isn't. In my humble opinion, just to give some context to this, I have been gone from BWI for 2 years. For grade 8 and 9, I've flown all the way back to Russia and did middle school there. So I actually graduated from middle school in Russia, and I actually have a diploma which lets me go into like some kind of polytechnical college, and just in case Russia decides to shut down borders, or in case something very terrible happens in my life that I have to move back, I always have a backup plan.
It's always good to have a plan B.
Always have a plan B.
And so that is the plan B. But anyways, coming back to the topic of IB, I have came back and my goal is to receive an IB diploma, the full diploma, not the course option that we were offered. The full diploma, and I guess everyone's going for the full diploma.
Yeah, we're
Who's not? Yeah.
I heard some people are not going for it though. So I wanted the IB full diploma in order for myself to go to a high profile college, abroad of course, and also preferably Europe, because I'm kind of not a fan of the American lifestyle and especially the cost of education in the US, which is a
miles high.
Which is a big topic, but I guess we won't go into it today.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Nathaniel.
Oh, why?
So,
If you're Australian, you might be wondering how someone from Tasmania ended up anywhere near the southern hemisphere. And trust me, it is a long story. But short version, I moved to Hong Kong and then I came back to Tasmania. From Tasmania, I was doing education and stuff, and all of a sudden, I was like, hey, I'm not actually learning that much here. And you can learn stuff in Tasmania, but it is more academically suited to learning stuff in China. I know some people in Tasmania who just skip high school altogether.
What?
Yeah.
How can you do
do that? You just go to grade 10. You don't even need to finish what they call college in Tasmania. Yeah. And they get pretty good paying jobs. They become plumbers. Plumbers get a lot of money.
yeah, you do get a lot of money from plumbers.
Really?
Yeah. Definitely.
You gotta get to a nitty gritty of the plumbing.
Does somebody want to now ditch IB and become a plumber?
No.
Julia, that's my life goals. I just wanted to lose all my hopes and dreams. It's not a magical
let's
adventure.
not
Plum shame.
yeah, that's not plum shame. That's not plumber shame people, because man, you're making money, so we can't complain.
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
The
that's a fair point.
Yeah, we're not going to be making money for another 10, 20
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully we'll be making money.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was very good, I think, it built character, I hope. I really hope. But I wanted more academics.
And now you're here.
English, Chinese, languages, different opinions. So I can form my own opinion. And yeah.
So what's your takeaway here? I mean, how's it philosophical?
It's a Chinese takeaway.
It's a Chinese takeaway. Wow.
Well, everyone is here because they want something different. Everyone could be doing something. Ian could be doing public school. Yassine could be, I don't know, America, France, Morocco. Sam and Timothy could be in Russia, and I could very easily...
We just had a small accident here.
I could very easily be back in Australia, and that is my plan B. But there is a reason we are doing the IB diploma.
And that's the reason why we're all here.
Yeah.
We're doing our, podcast.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you for watching episode 1 of the HIB.
Listening. Episode 1 pilot.
The pilot.
For House International Baccalaureate.
That's how you say it, by the way.
Yeah, we're gonna be back. We're gonna be back soon.
See you next week or next fortnight.
Next fortnight. That's precise.
Our podcast is produced fortnightly, and we'll be looking forward to our first official episode. And not only the pilot, this was Sam, Yassine, Ian, Nate, and Timothy.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.
Don't be
Adios.
stupid.
Yeah.